Hey everyone, welcome to Collector Chatter. We're here with another episode. This is episode 55. We're going to continue on some stuff that we left off from last episode, but we're going to also talk about some new Funko news and a lot of great stuff that's coming out in the Funko world.
And as always, if you're listening on the podcast platforms, please make sure you're following us, whether it's on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. And once again, if you're on Spotify, make sure, look at the questions that we have attached to each episode every week. And then if you're not listening, come on over to our YouTube channel. And obviously, if you're already there, thank you so much for your support. But if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, like all these videos, comment on them, and hit that notification bell so you know when new videos are coming out. And then also, we're always posting on Instagram, so make sure you're following us over there at Collector Chatter. All right, with that being said, let's chat.
All right, welcome back. We are here with another episode. This is episode 55. This is it's almost 54 and a half in a way, because we did leave off a little early in the last episode. So for those of you who, watched the episode and you notice it was a pretty short episode, it's like 24 minutes, 26 minutes, which for us is pretty short.
Sure.
Yeah, we had a little bit of an emergency. Something did go on. Everything is good. Everyone is okay. But we did have to cut short, unfortunately, which is not something that we've really ever had to do. So, it was a little different for us, but we're back either way. We're all good. We wanted just to kind of a little bit continue from that episode because there was some stuff that we did want to talk to you guys about and like bring up, and then obviously some new stuff for the new week, which wasn't too heavy with a bunch of stuff, so it should be okay. And yeah, but that's about it. We did want to put out the episode last week either way, even though it was short. We felt like it's been a while. Let's still put the episode out there. We still talked about some pretty cool stuff. So we'll kind of, I guess, pick up a little bit from we literally left off talking about the 25th anniversary, the Batman like announcement. For those of you who didn't know, obviously the Batman pop that was being announced, and we were kind of talking about our thoughts. And then I know, Charlie, you were kind of comparing it to something else, and your thoughts on it.
Yeah, because we were saying how like at least they put in some cool new packaging and it's new presentation. I do think I'm gonna add that to my collection. When I was comparing it to, which I know it's kind of funny, some people thought I was going off on it hardcore, and that's why we did the like beep, because the new Star Wars pops for A New Hope are exactly the same pops that they came out for Celebration. They legitimately just changed the box. Like, and this isn't like, I feel like stuff they've done in the past. Like, to me, this is like the worst example that Funko has ever done of like reusing something. I think it's insane. It makes the Star Wars Celebration ones like not feel as special, which I hope they don't do that in the cons in general. And like as a Star Wars quote unquote, like I'm obviously not a completionist, but I like to collect a lot of them. I will not buy these. I have all the Star Wars Celebration ones, and I keep my pops in box. Like it's crazy. So that's why I was comparing it to, at least for these, like taking these pops out of the vault, they're not just like slapping it in like a box that just has like an anniversary sticker. They've either, like we said, they're giving you the pin, you're getting the card. It comes in that like cool vault looking, case. Whether I think we talked about it on air, like whether it's going to be cheap or not, but it's still
Yeah.
cool. And I do think they're going to do a bunch of these. It's not going to be just this one Batman one and done. I feel like it's going to be a line that they'll kind of celebrate throughout the year.
Yeah. Yeah, I did want to bring that up because I kind of wanted to see what they were going to do exactly with the actual like rest of them. Like what other pops are they going to choose? Like what else is going to be part of this line? Because obviously it's a celebration of the 25 years, so it's not going to only be, Batman. But Batman makes sense because we talked about how that was one of the
Yeah.
first original pops. And again, this is the 25th anniversary of Funko, not necessarily Funko Pop. So maybe there's something else that they're going to toss out there. Maybe we'll get a bobblehead or something like that. Would be kind of cool
Which
if
would
they
be
kind of
cool.
do a little bit of like a collab type of thing. But yeah, it'll be interesting. And I know we both liked it and we like the idea of it and presentation that they've done with this box and everything. Like I said, even though I think it's going to be cheaper, like you said, it's only a $30 price point. So for me, that means that the packaging of the box is probably going to be a very cheap tin. Like that's what I would assume.
Yeah.
Uh, but it's still something different, and it's pretty cool and unique, and you're getting more than just a pop out of it. So that's actually kind of cool, either way. But yeah, that was definitely something cool. Something last week I know we did want to bring up, kind of a, a little bit time sensitive because now we're dropping this episode a little bit later, and it's going to be dropping this week, but there's new NFTs that were announced as
Yes.
well. I know the most recent NFT, what was it, even though it feels like it's been so long because it was last year when we really got an NFT drop, and it
The
was
last one
the
was retro
retro
toys.
toys, yeah, which we had like a second wave of retro toys, which I passed on. I think you got a couple packs,
Yeah, I
right?
got a
Or did you
couple
get?
packs.
Yeah.
Just yeah, I got a few. Not what I normally would. Just I love opening them. I love making the
Yeah.
videos. But yeah, that line. Actually, weirdly enough, and I say it in my video if you guys haven't watched it, I wasn't that hyped for it, but when I actually
Hmm.
opened the cards, they were pretty cool. Still, it's not like the redeemables were great, but like the actual NFT cards, like Funko, regardless
Yeah.
of the theme, they continuously step up their game and they just look cooler and cooler, in my opinion.
Yeah, the cards definitely look awesome. Animations and everything are done really well. I know a lot of times we have kind of issues with like the actual overall, like what actual what they're actually using and the brand that they're
Yeah.
using, or like the redeemable aspect, or like they should have done this or they doubled up on something. That's kind of where we kind of like to go back and forth on. But the newest one, so they are actually dropping today. We listened to the episode, right?
Yeah.
Tuesday, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's the latest wave, which I didn't even write it down because I forgot what it's called, but it's Marty
It's
and Croft, right? Is that
Sid
what
and
it is?
Marty Croft.
Sid and Marty Croft.
Yeah, the pick it's like
Basically makes like
their entire
old,
company. Yeah.
yeah. So some of you may know, obviously H&R Puff and stuff, which was pretty big with Funko. They have like sodas and different like con stuff for that. Banana Splits was another pretty famous one that they did for a while. Funko like really milked for a little while. We got the Slee Stack, Land of the Lost, right? That's where he's
Yeah.
from. Um, so overall, like this is another one I'm gonna pass on, even though when they did drop the redeemables, the Slee Stack looks pretty cool, like the
It
regular
does. Yep.
legendary, and then the royalty, which is Freddy as the Slee Stack, looks even better. But my only thing about that is like, why do we have two Slee Stacks and not just like a different character from that? Or even H&R Puff and stuff. Like, I'm surprised they didn't just go with that. They went with like some of those one-off characters, I think, from some of those type of shows, but
Yeah.
I knew nothing about some of those, so I wasn't really even excited at all. I don't know about you.
Yeah, it's not my thing. I mean, I loved Land of the Lost when I was little, even though, like, I mean, I watched it. Obviously, I'm not from the time when that show was originally aired, but like, I just kind of liked that show in reruns and stuff. And I'm like, my dad liked it when he was little, so he kind of like, he's like, oh, he kind of introduced me to that show, so that excites me for the NFTs. But I think like I'll get a pack. Like, I won't try to get back in line. I won't like have my wife help me like I normally do, like just to get a pack, but I don't think this was like a good choice for like the new year of starting off Funko NFTs, in my opinion. This
Yeah,
seems just it's wild, like it's random, and I don't think the NF. I know most of the Funko NFT community is still gonna get them, but there's no way anyone. I don't want to say anyone, so I apologize, but the majority aren't like, oh my god, this drop is amazing. Like I don't think this will sell out like quickly. Um, dare I say this could be the first one since
Bob Ross.
yeah, that they end the sale. I mean, but I don't remember how
I
many
mean, we
packs
know
they were
who
making.
knows because with like the banana split stuff and the H&R Puff, so like sometimes when that had dropped and the sodas and the black lights and all this, it's like surprisingly it was like pretty popular and like
Well, then
people
maybe
like,
yeah, I'm
which
completely
was
wrong.
weird. So like I feel like it's one of those weird ones that like there's still people out there, and if you are, we're not calling you weird or anything if you're a fan of it, but like
Yeah,
it's just a very one-off thing that like it's super niche, and like eh, even us in our 30s, like it's still kind of old for our time, like some of these things, and
yeah,
it's just like, so it's not going to fit everyone, but I could still, I mean, still NFTs, and there's still going to be something out there. So it'll be surprising. It's going to be weird to see. Is it going to not sell out? Is it going to be the first one in a long time since they've done that? Or because in my opinion, I thought Bob Ross would have been a good one, but
Yeah.
obviously, like, there was multiple reasons maybe that wasn't. But I don't know. It's gonna be interesting with this one. I'm not like hyped about it. I do agree that it's weird. This was the first one of the year, and it's not like that bang to the year. Like it kind of was like a start to the year when you look at like what
Yeah.
dropped last year and like where the momentum was going. And even like it ended a bit of weird because I even thought the Retro Toys second line was a little eh. So it kind of is like a back to back dud, in my opinion,
No, you're not wrong.
as far as like where we were getting some pretty sweet drops for like a little
The
while.
one redeeming factor of this drop, I feel like if you are a fan, because I did do some research on this, because I'm not a huge fan of this in general. It seems like the redeemables are pretty sweet if you're a fan. Like they're kind of obscure. They're not ones that they normally like. That's something I've always said that I loved about the NFTs. It's like they've really found like new characters that necessarily don't have had a pop before. Or if they did, like they made it kind of special. So to
Mhm.
that, this looks kind of cool if you are a fan. Like I feel like you're gonna want to get these redeemables.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
I could see that side of it. But let us know if you guys are fans or excited for this, or what do you think is going to happen with this drop? Is it going to be like the Bob Ross and it's going to basically need to be ended and burning cards? Like who knows? We'll see. But definitely tell us your thoughts down below because we love to see kind of like what
yeah,
everyone else is thinking. Maybe we're the only ones that are in the minority of thinking it's not that great of a drop, but I guess we'll see. Who knows? Um, we also had Funko Fair is going to be coming out, so I know that was something we wanted to cover last week as well. That's going to be the 18th, so in a couple days. So that'll be the announcements, obviously, which that's usually when we get a pretty big announcement of stuff that's going to be coming out
yep,
for the year, right? They're usually like summertime or
they are.
something.
I'm
Usually,
trying
like,
to find. It's being spread out 3 weeks this year, though,
oh wow,
which
okay,
is interesting. So every week we're gonna get. They normally theme them.
yeah.
So
It
and
was days before, right? It would
it
be like
was
one
like
day was
3 days in a row. Let's just
yeah.
say now it's 3 weeks, 1 day per week, which is interesting to me.
Yeah, I wonder
But I
why.
guess to kind of keep the hype going. So that it's gonna be interesting that they're doing it that way.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting to do it that way. Like, what is the reason? I guess we'll see. Um, but we'll see what starts it off. What are we gonna get? There's not really like a rumor yet
Been
of
yeah, there's
exactly
been like none.
what the actual like topic, what kind of is it gonna be anime? Is it gonna be sports? Is it gonna be horror? Whatever it is, but I guess we'll see. Um, Usually there's some pretty good stuff in those. They're pretty wide range of different
Yeah.
types of pops and sodas and some
Music,
cool, yeah, a
movies,
lot of
anime.
announcements. Yeah, so we'll see. Hopefully it's something good. Definitely excited to see what we get from that. But I think that was pretty much most of the stuff last week that we kind of wanted to cover. I know there's some new news and a couple
And the
things that we're going
Snoop
to talk
Dogg
about as
we want to
well.
talk about real quick.
Oh yeah, that was last week as well too.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was last week.
Yeah.
So that Snoop Dogg's, store with Funko opened. And I mean, right off the bat, like I saw some people who were there on social. The store looks pretty cool. The thing
Yeah.
that really caught my eye is it's like you're in a grocery store, legitimately a refrigerated section. It looks like of all the sodas in there that you like legitimately open it. But off of that, which I found interesting, was there was a lot of like they had the Iron Giant 3 liter soda. Like I thought that sold out. Like it's like they kept stuff for this store.
Yeah.
Um, the store is a very and obviously you'll give your thoughts, but the whole concept of it is very interesting. I'm assuming like this is something Snoop like wanted. I don't know if Funko just approached him and it's just a very strange concept in my opinion, because it's not like it seemed like he only has stuff in there that like maybe he curated. Like there's a lot of sports stuff there. Obviously,
Hmm.
he's getting exclusives of, but they did put them on the Funko shop, but of
Hmm.
of him. But it's just a weird store partnership in general, in my opinion.
It is, but it's not the first one that I could say of that of. Like I feel like they've done it a lot with the music and the sports
Yeah.
people. like Funko Gold in general kind of falls into this like bucket. I could say the Bella Porch stuff, like when her little collab, like they kind of get these like I don't know if you want to say this just because Snoop is obviously very popular and he's like he kind of crosses different genres and different fandoms. So like I kind of get it, but it almost at the same time is random. Like when you hear, you're like, well, that's a little random that they would like go so heavy on this person and that person, or whatever. And it's like I don't know. They just have I don't know if it's him. I don't think it's like him like coming. Like I doubt he even had Funko like products himself or he's like a collector. I just see them like his management and just people and be like, oh, this would be a cool way. You know, they have a license to make you stuff. Let's make it like a storefront or whatever. Again, he's a Cali guy, so like West
Yeah.
Coast, and you know, Funko goes heavy with people from over there. It's like maybe that's part of it. But I don't know. It just like it's a little weird. To me, I think it was a little random too. But like the store, like you said, it looks cool. The setup was nice. Obviously, I feel like Funko puts a lot into when they do these like pop-ups or these setups. Like we saw it with like New York Comic Con when they like what they could put together when they like
Yeah.
put a team of like people like
But this is a
and like how it
permanent
looks.
retail store.
Yeah, yeah. So and it's like an actual location.
Yeah.
And what's cool is like you said, the coolers, but like that's why I think it's a little weird because it was like is deemed like the doghouse and
Yeah.
like it's Snoop, but it's not only Snoop. Like there's other things, and there was sodas. Like he doesn't have sodas, so like all that stuff was nothing to do with him. It'd be more interesting if it was like literally just a pop up with his drops because not gonna lie,
Yeah.
he did come out with a lot of stuff. Like they had one with him like the Fro. They had another older one. They had the album. One of his album ones was coming out. Then they had the exclusives, which were more him like the athletic ones where he's wearing like the Steelers jersey on one and the Lakers on the other one.
Lakers.
Those are Funko Shop exclusives. I think only the Steelers one dropped. I don't think the Lakers one has dropped yet, if I'm not mistaken.
I
I don't
don't
know.
think it has
Let
either,
us
but
know.
I'm not
Those
sure.
are also limited and that thing sold out super fast. I was not expecting that, but then I didn't realize it was limited. I think it was 15,000 or 5,000 piece, something like that. Limited piece. So like clearly it was limited, but like it sold quick. And I'm assuming when the next one comes out, because I don't think the other one dropped at the same time. I think it was only that one. And then they came out with the common release, which is the ones that were at the
Yeah.
store and stuff. But yeah, it is an interesting thing. Like what I don't know, does he have some kind of stock in the company? You know, like it's weird
I
that
feel like
it's
he
like
may be a collector.
think so. I'm trying to think because I
I feel
don't know.
like
I don't know him like that, but I would feel
he
like I
gives
would
me
have
the vibe.
known. I would have
Yeah.
known. I feel like because I feel like he's been around enough and like you see him enough to know that like I don't know. Who knows? Maybe
He
maybe he is.
definitely likes pop culture nerdy type stuff. Not
Yeah,
that necessarily that's
Funko
yeah,
specific or whatever. Yeah,
but I just it's I mean I could talk about this all day because I do find it when they first announced it, I found it fascinating. The like kind of, concept art I think they may have showed when they first announced it. This looks way different now than the final product. And it really did just look like a smaller like Funko retail store,
hmm
as if one you would see in like a mall or like it's not where, obviously the two big flagship ones. And it's like, if this does well, are they going to do more of these?
yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
but
that's the part that I'm like wondering because like is this like going to be a ongoing thing? The piece count by the way was 15,000
okay.
on that on the exclusive. Um yeah, the doghouse and oh well, so it opened in Inglewood, which obviously is like where he's
Yeah.
from in that area. So like that area of California, which is interesting because Funko is obviously in Washington and then they have a Hollywood. So like this is like a whole nother little thing. But yeah, it's just interesting to see like how that will perform and how like what their expectation is of this like little location. And to me, it like, seemed like it was just going to be more of like a pop up thing, but I guess it's more
Yeah.
like legit. So let us know your thoughts because it's interesting. if they're gonna like, refill it with more stuff. And like it's not only, obviously there's the wall of like Snoop's, like there's literally a wall of just his pops, but like you said, there's a sports section that has like some different athletes and stuff, which obviously we know Snoop has always been very big into,
Yeah,
athletes or into different sports. But the soda cooler, it's like you were buying Gatorade, like it was literally
yeah,
like a wall
that
cooler.
was cool.
But you did bring something else up to kind of like, a little get away from like the Snoop specific stuff, but just something you didn't bring up. And I know we wanted to talk about something that's similar, but I didn't want to
Oh
bring up
yeah,
exactly what you said, which was the soda thing. So the soda 3 liter Iron Giant, which had sold out, obviously, all the, we all know sodas are pieced and like, whatever it is, and then they sell out. They had a ton of those. They had like all the 3 liters in there.
they're
I'm
con
assuming,
exclusives.
but pretty much, yeah, the bunch of the con exclusive ones. They had other sodas, whatever. And I've said this multiple times. If you guys have been listening to us since the beginning, like I have randomly mentioned this, and I'll continue to mention it. I love sodas. I love the piece count part of sodas. That's why I like them more than these few that have been recently dropping without piece counts. I think that's just like terrible. But I still feel like the piece counts are fake. And like I hate that, like that's the thing, because there's really no way to know, because you're never gonna get all 14,000 or 12,000 to know exactly. But in the grand scheme of like just the United States, let's say, right? We're not even gonna go anywhere else, just the United States. 10,000 or 12,000 is not that much.
No,
Like that's a very small number when your different stores have them, and then resellers and these small shops have them, and then Funko Shop has them, and the other major people have them. That number can get to zero pretty fast if you think about it. And then the amount of times that we've seen things that are limited and then come out with more and like, oh, well, we found these, it just makes you double think like, is it really that limited number, or am I just thinking that it's not as big as it is? Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's just,
I agree
to
with
me,
you.
it doesn't make sense. And it's not just sodas. Sodas are the easiest ones to bring this up on, because they are, the whole piece count is numbered on the can and the bottles, obviously, with these new ones. And for something to be sold out and it was a limited thing, it's not like it was just sold out, like, oh, we just stopped, and then they reproduced them. That's different. But if something sold out and there was 3,000 of them, if you reproduce them, that defeats the purpose of you saying there was 3,000 of them, because now there's 6,000 of them, whatever it may be. And that's what it seems like it's happening with the soda that you were talking about, specifically the Iron Giant. Unless, do you know what that piece count was on that one by any chance?
I don't remember off the top
Might
of
have
my head,
been a
but
little higher.
it may have been. But
But even if it was 10,000, let's say, and like it sold out, right? So like, did they mean only 9,500 sold out and we still have 500 that we're waiting for? Or were those actually exclusive to the Snoop thing? They knew they were going to be there. Okay, maybe that makes sense. But I still feel like there's something weird with these. And then even with the whole 1 in 6, like the numbers never always match exactly. Like sometimes the chase is like not that exact breakdown when you look at the piece number on the pog. There's so much, and people have talked about this like multiple times, but there's like so much that goes into this, more than people really think, I would think.
even when you
But
buy like an older soda, you would think like there's
yeah,
no way
like
the
the
chases
original
are still
wave,
available, and you get a
a
chase. Like
sealed one,
what?
whatever it is. And it's just, I love it. I love sodas. I'll continue to collect them. And like I said, I love that they have that aspect of them, just because I love to think that they are exactly limited to that. And it makes it a little bit more, fun than the Black Panther ones that came out that are just mass produced and just common. Um, but I don't know. It's just still, it's like a weird thing. But like it basically, that exact same thing kind of has happened in a even bigger scale in our, world, with something that was supposed to be exclusive to an event, exclusively numbered as well, sold out, and we see that there's a restock for the Freddy box, the actual New York Comic Con. It was a New York Comic Con one, right? The Fright Night one.
The
That's the one it
Friday
was.
night one, and also the box of fun one again
Yes, yes, yes.
restocked.
In the box, which has done, I think, two
That's
times,
just
right?
not cool. That really bothers me.
Multiple
because
reasons. Some of the stuff that I was just bringing up, but there's more to it as well. Sorry, I know you really
yeah, and
feel.
like so I'm trying to just not repeat some of the reasons that we're saying with the sodas, but it's like, okay, these are quote unquote limited. They're for an event. They're very special. We as fans know what's coming and we wait for them. You get in the queue and you're lucky enough to get one or you're not. And some people get really upset that they don't get one. They
Hmm.
then go and pay a way more money from a reseller. I know that's your choice to do it, but you feel like that is the only way you're going to get one. You have no choice if you want to partake in this box. Um and to then find out a few months later, Funko puts all of the, and this part obviously is old news, but they put all of the teams back up for the box of fun. Now they sell out really quickly, but still, like, so then you feel like, okay, did they just find a few leftover inventory? Whatever. So then the fright box that just for New York Comic Con. I mean, I personally, no, I mean, Migs in general, he did not get one at
Hmm.
retail. He really wanted one. Luckily, our boy Trey over at South Texas Collectibles was able to hook him up with one, but like that's not the point.
Hmm.
Um, Once again, people went. I mean, I know people who went and bought one of the pops that they wanted from that and paid the price of the box. And now they restock these again. It just rubs me the wrong way. And I know they're a business and they want to make money, but personally, I'd rather them just keep them and give them away as like social giveaways. Um, at future cons, like when you're
Hmm.
trying to pump up the crowd. Oh, here's a free Freddy, or even just give them honestly to their employees, just to keep the allure that it was sold out and it was limited. Like it's just not cool for stuff like this. I'm not as bothered by the sodas. It still does bother me, like those 3 liters that they were at the Snoop store, but maybe they genuinely did find them and they were like, you know what? It's cool to put them in here. But these boxes that like are an eventized thing, I know those we can still get some things that haven't sold out on Funko.com from some of these cons, but not these boxes. It's just not cool.
Yeah, it's just weird. And it's not even just like like you said that the limited part is odd because it's just like it just makes you think that they're like redoing it. Like to me, a restock should be you make a bunch of stuff, sells out, and you make it again and you sell it again.
Yes.
Like if it's for a specific event, it really shouldn't be coming back out again. And if it's a limited number, one, obviously you shouldn't be making more of it because it was a limited number. But if you're not and you're just finding it, then what the hell is going on with your logistics and your people and all these things that you're like
Exactly.
finding things and not selling it like you're supposed to? Like you're $1 billion, whatever amount this company is worth. Like you're not a tiny little mom and pop that is like has all these issues with inventory. Like you need to have that on lock. And you can't even say that you're purposely doing it, like you're holding stuff back in the center, because that's just fucked up. Like it's not, you shouldn't be doing that
No.
because that's just like, especially when it's like a limited thing or an event, it's just like double. Like the box just happens to be like a double whammy because it's like it was a limited piece thing and it was specific to an event.
And
The
you're only
sodas,
supposed to get one. That's like another thing.
yeah,
Like
yeah, another reason, like the whole
when it
one
got
per household, and like,
put back on, like I could have maybe got one. It may have sold out of my carnival, but like I mean, everyone has their own way of living their life ethically. I'm just like, I shouldn't be able to get another one. I got the one that I was allowed to get. Like that's like another thing I just don't like, even them with them restocking it, because I know we will see once people get these ones in hand. But I remember when they did the restock of the box of funds the first time, I mean, flippers were just getting them. And like I know we've
yeah.
talked before, everyone has their own opinion on flippers, but then it's just like they're kind of like bragging that they got them again. And then it's just, yeah, it's not cool because those boxes, once again, to me, are a special, fun. thing. I know there's always going to be people who will resell them, which is fine. But like next year, like or in a few months from now, it's like, are we going to find them again? Like, I don't think they're remaking them. I think you brought up a great point. It's like there's clearly something going on with their inventory, but like this shouldn't happen for these.
Yeah.
Maybe for some Funko Shop exclusives or this or that, but not this.
Yeah, it's just weird. It just makes you think like, is there a restock issue? Is there a restock problem? Like, what is going on? Like I don't know. What are your thoughts on restocks in general? Like, I want people to know because
Yeah.
tell us what you think, but like out there, make sure you also chime in too because we want to hear from you guys as well. Because I don't know, bro. Like restocks is weird. I get it a little bit, and I know when I miss something, I like that. Okay, I have a chance to restock. Like I know famously, I guess you could say, one of the big ones was, and this was one of the people that hated it because of how much it sold out and whatever, was back in, remember when PHO was super hot,
Yes.
the Funko Shop exclusive, and then it restocked, and then it suddenly was just like a common pop because it just continued to restock. It's happened with some Target exclusives a lot. I know it happened with that Eddie pop, I think,
Yep, it
most
did.
recently. So like it happens. We know it's gonna happen. But even though those are like Funko Shop exclusives and Target exclusives, I've said this time and time again, that word exclusive literally just means that there's a sticker on it, and it's that version of the pop will only come with that sticker, basically. Or you can't even say at that store anymore because Funko now
Right.
sells these on there. But that sticker on it does not mean that it's limited, does not mean it's like an exclusive amount at all, because that is not a fact. And we've come to realization to know that. But when you got a numbered piece count, that's a different slippery slope. And when you got it at an event that was only for like, and it was like, it's not like a New York Comic Con exclusive, which they
Yeah.
pretty much mass produce, in a way, right? It's just that it
Yep.
was like it came out during this event. It was like, no, this was like a certain time you had to go on. This is when the drop was. It was an exclusive to these boxes with certain things inside that were all numbered in piece and whatever. And you either got it there or you got it at the event, and that was it. And the event version was a little different than the online version, but now we're getting more. I don't know. I do think it's probably just like the logistical thing. Like they have all these extras, and I don't think they're remaking them. But I still think that's a problem. At least my opinion. Like
No, I
that
completely
shouldn't
agree
be
with you.
it
It's a
shouldn't be happening.
problem. It shouldn't be happening. And
And granted, if I didn't get one and that would have given me a shot to get one, like okay, cool, give me a shot. But it's still like weird because I'm the type of mindset that I was already. Granted that Trey is the man and he got me one. I was past that. I missed it. Okay, boom. That's it. I wouldn't have been like, oh, I restocked months later and I didn't get it. Oh, now it sucks that I didn't get it again. Like, no, it's already like whatever. I didn't get it. Like that's just the way I look at it.
no,
Like
I
that's how
completely
it would
agree
have
with
been.
you. And I just wish like I mean, not all companies, retail companies would do this and they don't need to, but in the collector community, I just wish Funko was a little more upfront about it. Like I do like for some of the drops on now, it'll be like, okay, notify me. So that means it is going to come back. But the
Yep.
Pietro one is like such a perfect example. Like that did not happen. And that was like then there started being rumblings that it was gonna come back, but it's not like Funko was saying it. It wasn't really on their website. And I do remember like that was a pop I was pissed I missed, and
Hmm.
that was hot. That was obviously from the first MCU Disney Plus show. Like, oh my God, it was Evan Peters' version of Quicksilver. Like, I needed to have that pop. And I'm so happy that I didn't overpay for it because then I just got it for 15 bucks. And
Yep.
like I personally as a fan liked it, but I like you said, I accepted the fact that I didn't get it. And if I wanted to get it in my collection, I would probably have to pay for it, at a premium. And like I personally decided at that point it wasn't worth it.
Yeah.
And I
That's
and I
part of the
moved
game
on from
though.
it.
That's
Yep, that
part of the
is.
game that we know
Agreed.
we're playing.
Yes.
Let's put it that way. And we know that some people don't, but we know that. We know that there's going to be resellers, and we talk about resellers and we're like, oh, we hate it sometimes, whatever. But at the end of the day, we've buttoned off of resellers. We know
Yeah,
that that's sometimes the way this ecosystem of collecting anything,
works.
like they're part of that, like, and that's fine. So like we know that that's what's going to happen. Now, if there's a restock, it affects that sometimes. And like, okay, cool, now I can get it for cheaper. But sometimes it's just, I don't know, it just doesn't make it fun, I guess, like sometimes. But yeah, we can go on a lot.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
we
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 might as
should
well just
move on.
title this episode "Restocks" or something because it's clearly a big topic for us. Um, but I did want to get into something that maybe will get us talking even more and trump some of this as well. And it is a drop that did come out within the last week, and I did want to see your thoughts on it because I have mixed thoughts. I'm excited, but I have mixed thoughts. And it is finally we are getting the Matt Murdock. This is Entertainment Earth exclusive pop from No Way Home. This was rumored super long time ago. We
Yep.
clearly here in Collector Chatter have plenty to say when it comes to Funko and their drops of No Way Home pops. Because the first ones came out, they were whatever, and then freaking year later, we're getting this other wave of these pops that we should have got a long time ago. All of these that we kind of saw and rumored, they are slowly coming out here and there. And
Yep.
this is another one. We did hear about this. I know you actually brought it up. Like, we're still waiting for the Matt Murdock one, and it's supposed to be him catching the brick. And like, you guys, obviously know the scene when Matt Murdock as Daredevil that was basically his first appearance in MCU
Yep.
form, was in the movie. It's a scene, a brick gets thrown to the window, and obviously, he's blind, but he catches it, and everyone's looking like, oh my god, what happened? Um, the pop finally dropped, but what are your thoughts?
I mean, it doesn't look like what I expected it to look like at all.
Yeah.
I mean, I I want it. I mean, I did
Yeah.
pre-order it. Daredevil's one of my favorite characters of all time. Even before like he even showed up in even the Netflix show. And
Yeah.
I obviously love Charlie Cox's version of it. I'm happy he's still in it.
Hmm.
But I mean, this pop is being it's funny. This pop is such a it's just such an interesting topic to now even talk about because like everyone wants it, everyone pre-ordered it, but everyone's making fun of it at the same time.
Yep.
Which we haven't
Yeah.
had
It's
like
like the most polarizing
yeah,
Funko Pop in a long time.
and yeah, in a long time. Like I was saying, we have not had anyone like talk about a pop like this in forever. I just sometimes some of their molds are always so damn good. It's like I can't believe like and like this one, yeah, like I don't know. I am a little disappointed.
Yeah. I'm 100% same thing. Like, love that they made one. Was waiting for it. Love that I got to see it right away. So this was my thought process. It's like crazy. It went like up and down. Seen it, and as soon as I seen it, didn't even really look at it. I just saw that it was coming out, and it was a Matt Murdock pop, and I was like, "This is awesome! Oh my god, it's coming out! It's catching a
Yes.
brick." Sent it to you guys. We were talking about it. Pops up again. These obviously 50 different pages are gonna post it, like, oh, look, this, that, or whatever. Pops up again on my feed, and I'm looking at it again, and I'm like, do I like this pop? And I'm like, So, and this was my thought. It's like, it almost looked like it was an older pop, like not the newer, more detailed, nice molds. It kind of looked a
Yep.
little cheesier, right? Maybe it's the glasses, maybe it just like looks odd, but it's also not accurate because he's standing up
Exactly.
when in the movie he's sitting
Sitting
down. It's
down.
completely different. That is like a miss. And you
Agreed.
can't even be like now, it could have been just a Matt Murdock pop standing and and it would have been like from No Way Home, in his appearance. And you would have, even though you don't necessarily see him standing in that position, it would have been played off. He would have been fine. But because they're calling it catching the brick, it's like, no, he was like sitting down in a chair and a table next to him when he caught that. So like they could have put him in a chair, bro. It's not like they've never done that. Like that's clearly been in a pop. So it's weird. So that's why I'm like, awesome, that's cool. But then I'm like, could have been better. I still want it, like you said. I'm still gonna get it, but it's like
It's
not
funny.
the perfect pop, which I wish it was gonna be.
I mean, obviously, I completely agree with you. I mean, yes, I know he's sitting in the scene. At first, it didn't bother me because I was like, they probably didn't do it that way because it's not like he's just sitting in a chair. Like you said, he's at a table with like Happy, with Aunt May, and he's with, Peter. But what you said, I completely agree with. They should have just ditched. I feel like they made the brick because like that was basically the only scene he's in. But they should
Yeah.
have just made him what the outfit he was wearing in a Funko Pop, standing up, and called it a day.
Yeah.
There's no need for the brick. It's not like a movie moment. It's quite frankly, they should have made a connecting scene of the table. They do enough
Literally.
of them. I mean, we
Yeah.
still don't. Which I
Build a
mean,
scene,
yeah, build
one
a scene. I
scene
mean,
that
you hear
he's
it here.
in.
We talk about rumors all the time, and I feel like every No Way Home rumor we brought up, even if it was months ago, is coming true. We still don't have the Aunt May pop. We will get one.
We'll have a
But
new
yeah,
happy one.
yeah, we should have just made them build a scene and called it a day.
Jesus. It really is like one of the most polarizing goddamn lines.
Yeah,
Like literally since the beginning of this line dropping and then the delay of the other one dropping, and then even some of those we think are cool and some are a little like it's such a crazy, it just really shows you the amazing and the terrible that Funko can do all in like one wave or one line. It's just crazy.
it's
The
so weird.
inconsistency that they can do sometimes,
And
and
the thing
it's
that
when it's together like that.
I find super weird too, which keeping up with the No Way Home is like traditionally the Marvel Collector's Core box is in line with like when a movie's coming out. They don't normally wait.
Mhm.
Um, I would love to know what really did happen with the production of these pops because there's got to be more to the story than we know because we're even now just getting that box. I mean, for all of you who aren't up to date on the Marvel Collector Core box, we have gotten a few months ago the Spider-Man across the multiverse. Or sorry, that's not. I'm trying to. What is the title of the new movie? I'm like blanking because I'm like so angry right now.
The the animated one,
Yeah, the new like the sequel.
into the Spider-Verse. Well, that's the regular
Yeah,
movie, but
the
it's
regular
like
one. Whatever. But
something,
we got that box a few months ago.
yeah, across the multiverse or whatever it's called. Yeah.
So like, what? Like, we just got a trailer for that a few weeks ago,
Yeah.
and the movie isn't coming out till the summer. Like, it's weird because that obviously got pushed. That movie, which you talked about plenty of times in the podcast, like because of the pandemic, a lot of movies had to
Yeah.
get schedules had to be shuffled, but production on the pops are already being made.
Yeah, because they have to come ahead of the time of
Yeah,
that, of course.
and they've come out. I mean, that was even like such a big thing with Black Widow, which is why some of those became grails because those came out before the movie was even close to coming out. No one gave a crap about it.
Mhm.
Um, but they purposely, what I'm getting at is the No Way Home, they knew the schedule was going to be later in the Marvel Collector Core because logic would be we would have gotten that box when we were supposed to get the box when the movie came out
It's a mess.
because that box is
That
pretty
line, that
fire.
line.
Yeah, the line's a mess in general, but that box has sold out. You cannot get it anymore, and that has not happened in forever.
The Spider-Verse one?
No, the No Way
Oh, the
Home
No Way
one.
Home one. Oh, okay. Did that one leak already?
Yeah,
And it's not even that great, right? If I'm
well,
not
it's
mistaken.
actually something that we were talking about on a previous episode. Like, what the heck? It is Toby unmasked.
Oh, totally. Yeah, yeah. Okay. And
It's
then the other
whatever.
one's like,
Like
yeah.
at this point, I am
But
like,
there is an exclusive of him, no? Or no, it's not Toby.
it's Andrew Garfield's a PX exclusive.
Yeah.
So now
It
they
was,
all
and
will
then
have an
so all
unmasked
three of them
version.
have one. Yeah. Okay,
Yep.
that's what it is. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
I don't
yeah,
know.
it's wild. Let us know if you're
Definitely.
getting the pop though. I'm sure most of you are.
Yeah. Did you
Um,
pre-order it? We
but
did, obviously.
yeah,
Either way.
it's it,
What
it's
else is
it
coming out?
it's a miss. Another thing that's coming out, which I was excited for, saw rumored about it, leaked image, but it finally you could pre-order it, was the Goofy from the 100 Years of Disney. I feel like I'm just going to talk about this line every episode. I love this line. It's a Target exclusive, and it's like black and white. And it looks like in rumors we're going to be getting a Donald one,
Hmm.
which may be for TargetCon.
Yeah,
But
Target Con is a rumor.
um, I was excited for that one that came out this week. I mean, I feel like it was, and we do have a few things to talk about. It was a pretty light week, I feel like, for
Yeah.
new Funko
Well,
stuff.
Target Con, speaking of, the announcement is so February 19th is when that's going to be happening. So, like you said, that Donald, and I'm sure we'll get more little by little that'll be coming out. And then they'll be like, oh, this is part of Target Con or whatever, because they always kind of just randomly group them
Yeah,
together or whatever it is. Um, there was also another Entertainment Earth exclusive that I thought was pretty cool. It's a glow in the dark Bruno uh, from Encanto, which that's a great line. You know, there's a lot of cool pops from that line, and we saw some glam shots of it, actually glowing and stuff. So pretty cool that they, Disney usually does a pretty good job of like their exclusive glow pops and stuff. So I know like recently we had the Miguel pop that came out in box lunch.
yeah.
So now we're getting a Bruno one
My
from
only issue
Entertainment
with
Earth.
that though, like, and I love that movie. I have the original Bruno Pop. It's been a long time. I wish it was a new mold. Like
Yeah, they
you
just
bring
made
up
it
the
glow.
Miguel one, like that's a completely new pop. We could have gone a different Bruno mold, especially
I
for being
agree.
like a one off, but it's still super cool.
Yeah, I agree though. Like definitely enough scenes and things they could have done where they could have come out with a different mold.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Um,
Another no, you can go.
no, I was gonna ask you what else.
Another, it's a Tarkon leak, but it's the Spider-Man issue 300 for comic
Hmm.
cover. I mean, that one's pretty sweet. I that line is obviously ever growing. It seems like they're now trying to like give that like every, whether it's a con or now, I mean, I know Target Con isn't like an actual Comic Con, but like they're trying to give a comic cover, it seems now.
Hmm.
Because they just did that for the last con with the Joker one that was then a Walmart exclusive. But I think this one looks awesome. So I'm
Yeah,
pretty pumped for that one.
there's a lot of them, and they are coming out pretty cool. They all like look pretty awesome. A lot of them, so it's like, damn, the size of these things, and there's so many of them, and it's like it's tough to like try to collect all of these, but definitely some cool ones. We also have a pretty cool, exciting Marvel movie, which is the Guardians Volume 3 that's going to be coming out soon. So that one, they're going to announce some stuff in the next couple of days. I think the 18th officially will get some stuff, but that's not going to come out till April. So that's kind of like a
Yeah.
coming down the line type of thing. But obviously, for a big Marvel movie, we'll probably get a pretty big wave. There's a lot of characters in this movie, obviously, so it may be pretty heavy with Funko Pops.
Yeah,
So
and I
I
also
guess
think
we'll see.
that's gonna be a next we'll get a common release. I feel like sodas for that movie.
Yeah,
I feel like
yeah,
we're
that's
bound to
true.
get that.
Yeah, that's what we were thinking with these big like Marvel specifically and like these big movies that'll be coming out. But I guess we'll see, and hopefully, it's nothing too overwhelming. But I guess we'll see because
Yeah,
those lines, I feel like Guardians, they're always pretty big.
they are big.
Um,
Another
uh,
cool Marvel pop that we got was Amazon has this new line where it's kind of comic style. It kind of actually looks like the DC one that just recently had come out for Target, but they're doing it
mhm,
for Marvel, but they come with a pin. The first one was Iron Man, which is now out. People have it. And
mhm.
there's a leaked image of Thor being the next one.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I think these are pretty cool. I really like that line. I'd gotten some of the DC ones, and I like that they're making it a Marvel
Mhm. Yeah, that was a pretty good one. This will be our like one and only anime shout out because we don't really collect anime, but I know there's a big some fans out there, including Trey. Demon Slayer has a new wave coming out. I know we don't really know much about that, but they're obviously always popular. They always look pretty cool. The 18th, we're gonna get a whole nother wave of stuff, and it seems like there's a lot of characters and a lot that they're gonna do with this going forward with this anime specifically. But yeah, we'll get another one of those. Again, we don't per se talk
now. Yeah.
about too much anime on here because we don't really collect it much, and here and there we'll talk about something, but you know this is definitely probably going to be a pretty big line for you collectors that love Demon Slayer or anime in general. I'm sure they'll look cool. We always love the molds and everything, we just don't know
Yeah, they
much
look
about
awesome,
the
but I don't know
about the
if they are.
characters.
Another cool pop if you're a Harry Potter fan, which they've done like an amazing job with these, even though they're big. another Tarkon leak is Fred Weasley with like the jokes store that him and the Weasleys open, him and his brother. Um, it's just super cool. It's super detailed. It looks just like it does in the movies. And they've continuously to like have made pops out of like the iconic buildings in that movie, which I think is
Yeah,
cool.
and they're always super detailed, which
Yeah,
is great that
super detailed.
they do everything that's in the building or the storefront or whatever it is, and then the pop always looks cool that's with it. So definitely like a cool addition for them. Um, but oh, this I did want to talk about this. The Buzz. This was a pretty like popular
Yep.
thing. So Loungefly dropped a Buzz bag, which was pretty cool. It was like, you know, it's like the spaceship. And it was like a compartment pocket in the front, so you can actually put like a pop in there, which was
Yeah.
actually pretty cool. And it sold out pretty fast. It was limited, I believe, right? Or
Yeah, it
was it
was
just
limited.
exclusive? It was limited, right?
No, it's pretty limited. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a pretty nice number on it, and it was a decent price, wasn't it? It wasn't like
It's like it's a
150 or something, or like
I think
one.
it's $100, but I
It's just
could
a
be wrong.
100.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe one. I thought it was a little more than 100 because I remember
Maybe this
seeing it. And I
one
was
was a
like,
little
whoa,
more, but traditionally I feel like they've been 100, maybe
yeah.
110. Let
Yeah,
us know in
maybe
the
it was like that.
comments.
Yeah, 110, 120 or something. But definitely pretty cool. Not for us necessarily, you know, we don't really collect launch fight bags, but the details that they put on them always look awesome. I love the way they look. And this was a pretty cool one because it was like literally like the spaceship, and the fact that you can put a pop where you can see it
You
in the
can
front
almost make it a
was
display
really cool.
piece if you weren't going to use it as like, 'cause this one's actually, for all intents and purposes, a crossbody like purse.
Yeah,
Is
because it has
not
the
a backpack,
chain, like, yeah.
which I could be wrong. I don't know if you know or if anyone else knows. Let us know in the comments. This may be the first, you know, combo pack that they came out that wasn't just a backpack. Am
Yeah.
I right in saying that?
I don't know because
Okay.
I don't know much about them. I mean,
Yeah.
let us know if you guys know, but I feel like they've made this style before, but maybe they just maybe not like in this version where it's like the pop in
Yeah,
one or
that's what I
whatever.
meant. Like the
Yeah, because they
exclusive
obviously make
drops.
wallets and they make little
Yes.
clutches and they do all that as well. But yeah, as like this, maybe it has been besides the backpack with the pop. So I mean, it definitely was a little different, but was cool nonetheless. Um, but news wise, I think like or drops, let's say, I think that was
Yeah.
probably the majority of everything that happened. Um, I know last episode we hinted towards there was like some drama stuff. I don't know if you wanted to bring that up because I know you knew a little bit more about kind of what's
Yeah.
going on.
So with the one more thing I wanted to bring up, and then I will go into the drama, which it's like Funko's continuously getting into new product categories, which I noticed they came out with, you remember when you're a little kid, go to school, you bring like Valentine's days to like your
Oh yeah,
class.
yeah, yeah. You're saying that.
They came out with um I definitely saw Disney ones, for example, and Harry Potter ones, and they come with like I think a little button, like the card, and but they look the characters are all there in Funko. I mean, you may think this is dumb, but I love for the viewers, but like I love that Funko is like continuously trying to like make them a lifestyle brand, not just like the one
Hmm.
collectible. And I think it's really smart on their, to grow this company. And I just thought they're super cool. It's also going to get younger kids to probably like Funko, which I feel like they're doing more and more. So that I just wanted to throw that in there. I don't know what your opinion is on that, but
Yeah, it's cool that they're doing that. Like you said, the kid part is nice and it's an interesting take, and they continue to do like these small little like I mean they did it with the popsies and stuff, so it's definitely cool that they're doing like another
yeah.
part of the the company to add like more products basically, which
And
is cool.
then so with the drama that we alluded to, which has been going on like social media a little bit, was so Funko is hiring new like social media managers. And a lot of content creators are kind of being like, I should get this job, or we know people who'd be amazing at it. Look what we do all day on TikTok. We get millions of views, yada, yada, yada. And, they hire new people. And, one of their first posts is they call a soda like soda pop, for example. And like
Hmm.
they're blasting this social media post to all of their followers. It's just a bad look. um there's tons of people. I mean, I even think Migs and I could run their social media account if we wanted to. We're huge. Like a brand like Funko should really be hiring people that know what they're talking about, who are fans. I'm a big
Hmm.
believer that. I mean, I work in television. I feel like if you don't love television, why would you work in television? It's
Yeah,
weird because people do, but like I don't like it's just crazy to me. And Funko should be smarter than that, in my opinion. Word on the street is like they kind of just hired like social media influencers.
yeah.
Like I can never imagine being in charge of a brand that I have no idea what I'm talking about, let alone be interested in. And
Yeah,
they
I
all
always got that gist with a lot of the people that they had using, and the when
yeah,
they do their unboxing videos and their lives and stuff, and it always kind of seemed a little off because like some of them sometimes they seemed a little bit interested in and they knew what they were talking about. Sometimes they didn't really know what they were talking about. It was always a bit odd. It seemed a little awkward sometimes with certain questions that people would ask and certain things, and it was like, how much do you know? And it's just like they should really vet these people out more where you're seeing like a true collector or someone who's passionate about it, if that's going to be the face and what they're going to, because majority of people are communicating with these people through Instagram and through
yeah,
YouTube and through all these like social media platforms. That's how these true collectors and these people are doing. Then the people that they're communicating with should just be on their level, or and that's that aspect of the whole thing. But yeah, I agree. I think it's interesting. So I think there's going to be a change, like you were saying. Supposedly, like the people that we've been seeing no longer are going to be there,
there,
and
yeah. And they even
and
did
all this like
like
stuff.
for people who follow a ton of Funko accounts, one huge one, especially on um TikTok, which if you don't follow him, I mean, I'm sure he has no idea who we are, but Sidekick Inc. He's really popular. And he even made a video where he, because like Funko, hey, I nominate, one of my content creator friends, and
Hmm.
Funko had actually been following his account on TikTok. And supposedly, when the new person must have started, they purposely went and like unfollowed him, which I also think is just like really in bad taste.
Yeah,
Funko also should be, I mean, he's a huge content creator.
yeah, yeah.
He
Huge.
does a lot of good things for the community, for charity. Funko should be following him. They shouldn't be unfollowing him. And now he has a huge audience now that he just let everyone know like that person did that, which I
Yeah,
just think it's not a good look for Funko.
yeah. I know, like a lot of times we're like, oh, these people shouldn't be getting all these things free, and pages like Top Pops and things like that. But they should be in connection with these people. Like that's
Yeah.
who we have
Yeah.
a closer connection to because of how we get a lot of our news and feeds and content in general. Like these pages that are that big, like they're that big because they have a following and they're like legit. So they should be somehow like the ones that Funko is going to, and the ones that like they
Yeah.
use to get to us, the littler people, that kind of thing. And I'm totally cool with that. So I agree. But yeah, it's funny that's like drama and it's like stuff going
Yeah.
on, but who knows? But
Let us know what
uh
your thoughts are. I
yeah,
mean, I would like
definitely
to
let us
think
know your
most
thoughts.
people would probably agree with us on this topic because,
I
like you
agree.
said, it's a little, some of even those old, it's funny that we're complaining about the new regime of social people,
Hmm.
but the old ones, whether they were nice people, you should never be asked a question and not know how to answer. Not any of them, basically, every live stream you have.
Yeah, it happened a lot.
I'm
Too many,
assuming,
too many
yeah,
times.
too many times. So yeah, it's just wild stuff.
But all right, but that's gonna be it. We'll wrap it up for episode 55. I really appreciate you guys. We kind of tied back some stuff that we had before and a little bit of the news now. Some pretty big topics. Obviously, the restock one was a big one. This
Yeah.
little drama thing was another one. The Matt Murdock pop, the most polarizing pop right now, I think. Let us know what you guys think, and that line and that wave in general. But definitely, as always, make sure that you're commenting down below. Make sure that you're hitting up on Instagram, whatever it may be. We'll be trying to, I believe, hopefully for this episode, we're gonna try to also chop it up and put some shorts out there, put some stuff on social media, like, kind of get more back into that kind of thing with some of these episodes to make it kind of fun for you guys. But Charlie, you can kind of, let us out, on an
Yeah.
outro here, let us know where to follow us and everything like that, because you guys, please make sure you definitely are listening to Charlie so he can let you know where to follow us and everything, whether it's here and other platforms.
Yeah, definitely. So on YouTube, please make sure you're subscribed to us. I don't want to be a broken record, but this is obviously all really important and it helps us, the YouTube algorithm, push our content out because we're really, really trying to grow this year. So obviously, like I said, like these videos, comment. I mean, me and Migs always interact. No one's ever going to comment on our video and not going to get a response back. So I pride ourselves in doing that. And then, like I said, hit that notification bell so when new videos are coming out. Um, so we'll probably get, I know Mig said he's probably not gonna get it, the NFTs, but I'll get at least one pack. So even if it's a short video, you get to see. Hopefully I can still continue the streak.
Mhm.
But that's on YouTube. And like we said, we're gonna start doing some shorts. But then on the podcast too, just make sure you follow us so you know when new episodes are dropping on that. We do like to keep to a continuous schedule, but we also have very busy lives and we're dads, life
Mhm.
happens. So we can't always keep that on our schedule, but that's why I want you to know when new episodes come out because I know some people are like, "Where's the new episode?" And that's why
Yeah.
just timing had to change. And then also, like we said on social, please come follow us over at Instagram at Collector Chatter. And then if you are on YouTube, you always see it's below both of our pictures. But if you're listening on the podcast platforms, Migs is at pop_Migs, and I'm at Charlie_collector_Charlie. So just come follow us on those platforms as well, just seeing what we're posting. It's always obviously content for Funko stuff. But once again, thank you everyone, and we're really looking forward to this year. Until the next episode, later.
Bye, everyone.